Hello and welcome to the Tower of High Adrenaline Guide. So this is a low insane tower. I would definitely recommend this as a first SC. It's solid. It's got pretty good gameplay. It's not too bad, but one thing you're definitely going to want to practice 7 and 8 as much as possible because they are outsides. So the tower starts off 1 to 2 can be pretty inconsistent. For this ladder, you can either jump to the side or do like a 180 around it. It's up to personal preference. This button section is pretty light on the timing. Just if you really struggle with speed, maybe just practice it once or twice before you start attempting the tower. Just jump into the wall here. Not too bad. Trust flick there. Set this up like a long jump. And then on this jump right here, ignore the roof and just set it up like a long jump. And then jump to the bottom part of that rather than jumping to the slope. It makes it a bit easier. Just hold forward and jump when you're on the forwards moving conveyor. Then just jump on the spinner, some truss flicks. You can either walk or flick around the truss depending on what's easier for you. Then here you can like poke your camera underneath the platform to see when it's coming. Then you can either flick or just jump up these ladders. And then this KB portion, it's just a teleport net. Right here, just make sure you avoid the kill brick or you'll be teleported back to the start of the section. Then you're welcome to 3. This jump's pretty hard. Practice it for sure. Flick off there. Just jump late on those. This jumps, you can do forwards or backwards. I'd say probably practice it. It's a pretty hard camera control jump compared to the rest of the tower. Just flick over here. Again, the timer is not that bad. Just walk forward, press the button, and then you jump to the left. Then I like to just like zoom in like that to get onto the spinner. Then just jump back. And you can wait for a few extra rotations of the spinner if you want to just set it up. It's nothing wrong with doing that. Jump onto here and then jump up. If you fall in this section, you can jump back to the first gray spinner. These last two, just I'd say practice those. Again, pretty hard compared to the rest of the tower. On here, try and go out a bit so you avoid bumping onto like the top part of the platform. Then just be careful to time your jumps and move slowly so you don't hit the spinner. Flick up here. Jump on here. If you need to wait a bit to heal, totally do that. Again, if you need to wait a bit to heal and you don't want to risk this, then do that. These timers, aside from the last one, really aren't bad. Just some simple gameplay. On this last one, just be careful, set it up, and make sure you don't like climb onto the slope because you can bounce off and fail that way. Go back up here, and then at this part, you just need to line it up. If you need to, practice it a bit, but you kind of just learn the timing after doing it a few times. Then on this part, take a second to set up all the jumps. I know I rushed that, but just stand at the edge. They're not that precise, and you have plenty of time. Don't rush. You can take like 2 seconds to set up every jump and still have like a ton of extra time. Then on here, just jump to this platform. Just carefully go up, set it up, and then just jump. You can walk into the wall to stop yourself if you want. Then this is a nice little net. Some harder gameplay, but it's netted, so you can try as long as you want. The kill bricks will just TP you back. You can do that kind of back and forth motion on the slash jump to make it a bit easier. Just basically copy what I do. They're decent strats, probably. Then walk or off here. You can flick around. You can jump off or flick off. I like just jumping to the far side of the truss. Jump up there. Nice ladder flick. And you're basically on the outside. So you can see the tower's actually quite short. Alright, so just set these jumps up. Don't rush. If you feel nervous, take a break, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do. Just walk across these platforms and you won't fall in. Alright, so you want to jump on like the front. So if you see the corners, you want to jump a bit behind the corners. So I just kind of like walking a bit, but you can see just a bit behind the corners. Just make sure you hold jump on the last one to get it up if it's sloped at a weird angle. Go out of shift lock for this quarter stud and then walk off while still not being in shift lock and re-shift lock in midair. Go 45 to 45 on that. Don't do it what I did. Go 45 degrees to 45 degrees. You can heal up at this spot if you need to. And once you're ready, go back to front, back, jump late, back, jump as it's tipping, back, jump as it's tipping. Then this elevator section really isn't that bad. Just make sure you're timing it. Don't go too early. You don't want to mess up here. And the jumps are really not that bad. And then on this button, you have plenty of time. Just take your time, set it up. Make sure you make it onto the half stud. Just set up each of these jumps and then jump onto this elevator. And welcome to floor 8, the final unnetted floor. So that rap's a bit hard. Practice it. Over practice everything in this section. You want to build as much consistency as possible. I like going in first person to line up the spinners than just waiting for an extra rotation and jumping onto there. Jump up onto the slope, then go 45 degrees to go all the way down the slope. Make sure you're jumping off the bottom of all of these slopes too. Jump off the bottom of every single slope there. Truss flick, just be careful. You got this, no need to be nervous. Go almost to the top of the slope, but don't bump your head, and then jump off onto that platform. Jump onto the truss, then it's either a truss flick or a truss jump. You don't really need to set that up, just go basically from wherever you land and maybe angle slightly towards the platform. And now we're on the final part. Practice this. This is the final spinner. It's very failable. So first you start off with these walkarounds. Make sure you're lined up perfectly straight for that ladder or you will fall off. I like to move twice in midair to land on those one studs. So that's probably the hardest part. Climb down a bit and then try and jump to a bit farther onto that platform. I like going all the way to the inside, then just do that like a long jump. Jump on here. Be super careful. Just tap your joystick to make it up this slope. Then wrap around here. And you've made it to the net. Alright, so for net, it may take you a while. I think on my first completion, it took me like over an hour to make it off net. So just stay calm. If you need to take a break, take a break. The gameplay on this is a lot harder than the earlier floors, but you've made it here, so the win is in the bag. Just make sure to stay calm and don't rage too much. So just jump around on these conveyors, hold jump the entire time. Go all the way to the edge and then wait for a second and jump. Going back the other way, same thing on this. And then go a bit under the wedge and then do that jump. Jump onto the spinner, do the wrap, jump over the kill brick, jump over here. And again, if you are low on health, just wait at the first starting platform or wherever you are on the floor. Flick in, then a nice truss flick here. Just you can jump to the top of the platform. You don't need to actually go to the truss. Jump on these, and then as they come back around, just line it up and jump, then jump off and get this button. Then just precision to this platform, wait for it to go around, and then jump to the ladder. Now you're on the final floor. So you can reset on the purple, and this part you have to go pretty fast. So I set up the ladder flick a bit and then do the truss flicks a bit faster. Then make sure you fit within there. Go into that platform, and then I like to do a 360 there. Climb all the way onto there and then jump up. Go over these. I like to just do this section non-stop just to save a bit of time. Go into here, set this up like a head hitter real quick. Just jump from the bottom of there. Jump up here, just jump to the top portion of this. Then you're gonna go this way. You can set that up, just set that up like a wrap. Go backwards on this jump and make sure you're really flicking in so you don't hit the slope. I like to exit out shift lock. The faster you go, the more time you have on this part, so you can chill a bit more. Do these flicks, more flicks. You're just going up this final pillar. Definitely practice 10. It's probably the hardest single difficulty floor of the tower, but that's all. Well played, and GG. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you do this as your first SC, congratulations. And that's about it. You get a nice view of the lobby. Sadly, there is no special win room for TOHA, but GG's, congratulations.